Welcome to Hollywood Actions. In this video, we're diving deep into the hidden, scandalous, and shockingly vulgar side of iconic Golden Age Hollywood actresses. These women might have dazzled audiences with their charm, elegance, and talent on screen, but behind the scenes, they were known for raunchy language, scandalous behavior, and unfiltered personalities that shocked even their peers. So, buckle up for some jaw-dropping revelations. Now let's dive in. 1. Bette Davis. Bette Davis, a two-time Academy Award winner, was as fierce off-screen as she was on it. Known for her sharp wit and no-nonsense attitude, Davis was notorious for her profane vocabulary and brutally honest opinions. In private and on set, she cursed like a sailor and was unapologetically vulgar in her critiques of fellow actors, directors, and even studio executives. Her long-running feud with Joan Crawford was littered with scandalous insults. 2. Tallulah Bankhead. Tallulah Bankhead's reputation for wild parties, heavy drinking, and vulgarity became Hollywood legend. A magnetic stage and film actress, she was as unfiltered as they came. Known to say whatever came to her mind, Bankhead shocked studio heads with her open references to her bisexuality and her obsession with partying. She once quipped, "I'll try anything once, darling. Twice, if I like it. 3 times, to make sure." Her salty language knew no bounds, cursing freely and often in front of reporters, fans. 3. Mae West. Mae West didn't just act in risque roles, she wrote them. Known for her sensual swagger and quick wit, West was perhaps the most intentionally vulgar actress of her time. Her plays and films were packed with sexual innuendo, double entendres, and raunchy lines that often flirted with censorship. Some of her most infamous quips include "When I'm good, I'm very good. But when I'm bad, I'm better." Mae's bold persona was backed up by her off-screen lifestyle. 4. Joan Crawford. Joan Crawford exuded sophistication on screen, but her private life was often full of drama, cruelty, and explosive vulgarity. According to multiple biographies, including her daughter Christina's, "Mommy Dearest," Crawford would hurl violent curses during fits of rage. Her on-set tantrums were legendary, filled with profane tirades and screamed insults. Crawford had no filter when she was angry. She reportedly called co-stars worthless sons of bitches. 5. Marlene Dietrich. Marlene Dietrich was both a fashion icon and a fierce rebel. Behind the velvet gowns and husky voice was a woman who indulged in crude humor, strong language, and shameless sexuality. During her USO tours in World War II, she was known for telling obscene jokes to soldiers, swearing casually, and drinking them under the table. She defied gender norms, wore men's suits. 6. Zsa Zsa Gabor. Zsa Zsa Gabor was the epitome of old Hollywood glamour, diamond-studded, mink-draped, and endlessly quotable. But beneath her glittering surface lay a razor-sharp tongue and a wildly vulgar sense of humor. Famous for her string of marriages and outrageous behavior, Gabor wasn't afraid to say what she thought, often with shocking boldness. In interviews, she'd joke, "I'm a marvelous housekeeper. Every time I leave a man, I keep his house." 7. Betty Hutton. Betty Hutton, star of Annie Get Your Gun, was famous for her energetic performances and explosive personality. Behind the bubbly exterior, however, was a woman who never hesitated to raise her voice, both literally and figuratively. On set, she was known for throwing tantrums and cussing out producers, co-stars, and studio staff with abandon. Her rise to fame during World War II coincided with a rougher. 8. Barbara Stanwyck. Barbara Stanwyck was tough as nails. A veteran of both silent and sound cinema, she rose from poverty to become one of Hollywood's most respected actresses. But with that grit came a vocabulary as raw as a backlot bar brawl. Known for her commanding screen presence, Stanwyck matched it with gruff, foul-mouthed confidence off-screen. Crew members recalled that she would walk onto set, light a cigarette. 9. Shelley Winters. Shelley Winters might have played tragic women on screen, but in real life, she was a foul-mouthed fireball. Known for her fiery temper and unfiltered opinions, Winters often shocked interviewers and talk show hosts with her profanity-laced stories and brash jokes. She infamously once said during a live interview, "I didn't sleep my way to the top, I fought my way up, then cussed my way down." Winters didn't care for Hollywood pretension. 10. Lupe Velez. Lupe Velez, known as the Mexican Spitfire, was a whirlwind of chaos and charisma. Behind her explosive on-screen presence was a real-life temper and a penchant for loud, colorful profanity in both English and Spanish. Velez was infamous for her wild behavior and stormy relationships, each peppered with scandal and shouting matches. She had legendary fights with her lovers, including Gary Cooper. 11. Gloria Graham. Gloria Graham was sultry, mysterious, and dangerously seductive, but behind the femme fatale image was a woman with a wicked, vulgar sense of humor and a rebellious spirit. She despised Hollywood's moral expectations and often expressed her disdain in uncensored, profane terms. Co-stars claimed she would arrive on set with a smirk and mutter something obscene just loud enough to shock the crew. Known for her affairs with younger men. 12. Paulette Goddard. Paulette Goddard, best remembered for her work with Charlie Chaplin and her dazzling beauty, had a fiery personality that didn't always match her glamorous image. While she played clever, charming characters on screen, off-screen she was known for her loud laugh, sharp comebacks, and unfiltered language. Friends described her as a body bombshell, the kind of woman who could sit at a dinner table with elite company and tell jokes that would make them blush.